Okay. All right, so comfortable seat on your mat. And you can take a moment to settle in. So if you want to kind of stretch a little bit, just wiggle around, just feel into how your body is doing this morning. Take a moment to do so. And then eventually just find stillness. So no rush. But eventually just sit up nice and tall. Lengthen through your spine. Lengthen through the back of your neck. Soften through your face, your shoulders. And then intentionally place your hands. So either hands in your lap, hands to your heart, or even one hand to heart space, one hand to belly. And take just these first couple moments to bring your awareness, your attention inward. So notice, how does my body feel this morning? Not just physically, but also energetically, emotionally. Notice sensations, pulsations. And then if there are any emotions present, where do you feel them on the inside, just as raw sensation, raw energy? So maybe even taking away words or labels and just feeling. Start to bring awareness to your breath. And then next time you breathe in, fill up as big as you can. Hold at the very top. See if you can even sip in just a little more. And when you're ready, exhale, open mouth, sigh, let it go. Do that 2 more times. So inhale, fill up. Hold in fullness. And see if you can keep holding your breath, but relax and soften around the held breath. And then as you're ready, exhale, sigh it out, release. Last time, so biggest inhale you've taken all morning long. Hold at the top. See if you can sip in that little bit more. And then any anxiety, any stress you're holding, when you're ready, just big, huge exhale. Breathe it out, let it go. Seal your lips gently now. And start to bring in Ujjayi breath. So in and out through your nose, gentle constriction in the back of your throat. And start to create that whisper noise or that oceanic sound with your breath. Feel every single inhale travel all the way down into your low belly, your low back. And with each exhalation, see if you can find emptiness. So draw your belly button back and up and feel that deep connection to your center, to your intrinsic strength. And this is the place we want to learn to move from. So feel that connection. And you can take as long as you'd like, simply sitting. This is your morning seated meditation. So just sit, breathe, observe. When you feel ready to add movement, then please go ahead. So you can start in your seat, maybe stretching your arms up, maybe reaching from side to side, perhaps even a twist. And when you're ready, eventually come forward to hands and knees and start to explore movement there. So no rush whatsoever, but once you're on hands and knees, if you come to my class often, you kind of know the drill. We're just going to start to explore the movement of our spine, our shoulders, our hips. So cat-cows are great. You can start with cat-cows, and then from there, start to get more creative, more intuitive, start to move in ways that perhaps you didn't even know you could move in. So let yourself get out of your mind, and it helps me if I just close my eyes and start to feel more with your body. So for some reason in our culture, in our society, intuitive movement is something that we feel super uncomfortable with. We feel weird. We feel like we're doing something strange. And that's completely a story that we've made up. So let it go and just move in whatever way calls to you. There's no right or wrong, no judgment, just observation. So just noticing what's there. And then as you move, your breath flows through you. So those big, expansive inhales, long, strong exhales. Let your breath create more space on the inside. So those places that feel really tight, maybe a little bit stiff or sore, think of sending your breath into those areas, visualize it. And then absolutely no rush, but eventually we will meet in downward facing dog. So just when you're ready, downward facing dog is your destination. All right. So once you're in down dog, no hurry getting there, just start to explore your down dog. So I like to think sometimes of doing a little dance on my mat from the position of down dog. So moving my hips from side to side, bending one knee and then the other. Maybe I lift one leg. Maybe I come forward to plank and press back to down dog a couple times. So just exploring what feels good, what feels strong, what feels tight, what feels sore, and then how can I breathe even bigger to create more space from the inside? How can I be a little more efficient in my body? So rather than feeling like all the weight is going down into your hands and your wrists, see if you can figure out how to use your core to lift you up. So like I always say, imagine there's an invisible rope attached to your belly button and it's pulling up towards the ceiling and tugging towards the back of the room. So you feel that lift, that lightness coming from your center. Whatever feels good, maybe shake your head yes or no, pedal out your heels, and then just big, deep, spacious breaths. Give yourself a couple more rounds, just exploring, just feeling into your posture. Good job, you guys. Take one more great big inhale into your down dog. And then exhale, look forward to the top of your yoga mat, step, tiptoe, or hop, forward fold. So once you've arrived at the top of your mat, stay there for a few breaths. Maybe grab opposite elbows for ragdoll. Maybe hands behind your head and interlace your fingers at the base of your skull. So make sure your feet are about hips width distance apart for now, maybe a little bit wider. All 10 toes face directly forward. Bring more weight into your toes and the balls of your feet. Keep your heels pretty light. Little or big bend in your knees, and really think of lifting your butt, lifting your sit bones up towards the sky as you reach the crown of your head closer to the ground. So here even, see if you can feel that invisible rope pulling up on your belly button. So every single pose, find a connection to your center. I think that is so transformative in a person's yoga practice. Once you learn how to engage through your center and transition from your center, it makes everything, I don't want to say a whole lot easier, but it's hard, it's challenging in a different way, in the way we want it to be challenging, rather than just fighting through the practice. Take one more full round of breath where you're at. And then next time you breathe in, halfway lift. So grow your spine nice and long, crown reaches forward, tops of thighs press back, sit bones broaden. Exhale, fold. Let's do that just once more. Inhale, halfway lift, top of your head reaches forward. Imagine you're trying to broaden your sit bones and even lift them up towards the sky. Don't let go through your belly button, so pull navel to spine. Exhale, fold. And then your choice, roll or reverse swan dive all the way to stand. As you inhale, stretch your arms to the sky. And exhale, hands to heart center. All right, let's flow. Inhale, high mountain, big full body stretch. Exhale, heart lead, slow dive down. Take your time, traction out your spine. With your inhalation, lift halfway. So get all the rounding out of your back, shoulder blades hug your spine, navel draws in and up. Exhale, fold. Now press into your feet, lead with your heart, reverse swan dive. Inhale, stretch your arms up, take your gaze up. Exhale, hands to heart, and let's do one more round just like that. Maybe close your eyes for this one. Inhale, high mountain. Exhale, slow dive. So ride your breath down. With your inhalation, Ardha Uttanasana, spine long, back of your neck long. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. From the press of your feet, reverse swan dive to stand. Inhale, take your arms to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. All right, inhale, arms reach up. And then let's get a side body stretch. So grab your left wrist with your right hand, pull your upper body up and over to the right, hips move to the left, more weight in your left foot, and then breathe down your left side body. See if you can create more space with each breath. So think of breathing in between your ribs into your left waistline. Take one more full round. Inhale, come back to center, switch your grip, so grab your right wrist, and then exhale up and over to the left, hips go to the right. More weight in your right foot. Gently tug with your left arm, but resist with your right arm, so keep plugging your right shoulder into the socket. Imagine you're trying to draw your right shoulder blade down on your back body. Breathe into your right ribs, your right waistline. How much space can you create with your breath? So really use your breath to your advantage. It's your tool. Take one more round. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, hands behind your back. Interlace your fingers. Roll your shoulders back and down. Squeeze shoulder blades towards your spine. If you want more intensity, press your palms together. So like your palms are, or I should say, like your palms are suction cupped and your fingers are super glued together, and then energetically just try to pull only your fingers apart. So the heels of your hands stay pressing, but your fingers are energetically pulling away from each other. It will bring in a lot of muscle energy. You can choose to stay where you're at, or maybe reach your hands back away from your body. Maybe reach your knuckles towards the ground, lift your heart towards the sky, press your hips gently forward, but keep your belly strong, so draw navel to spine. Take one more big inhale. Keep the clasp in your hands. Exhale, dive down, forward fold. Inhale, keep your hands clasped, halfway lift. So really feel your back muscles squeeze around your spine as you lengthen. Exhale, fold. Keep your clasp. Relax your neck. Let your head hang. If it's helpful, bend your knees more. Keep your weight forward in the front half of your feet. And then really lift your sit bones, lift your knuckles. Breathe. Let your face be soft. Let your neck relax. Take one more inhale. Exhale, hands to your low back gently. Release your clasp. Let your arms dangle for a moment. Maybe give them a nice little shake out. And then as you are ready, plank position. So plant your hands and step your feet to the back of your mat. So we're gonna pause in our first plank pose and really find our strength. So spread your fingers wide, push the ground away with your hands, find strength through your arms, and then strength through your belly. So pull navel to spine, breathe into your back body. If you want to come down to your knees at any time, that's fine. Otherwise, knees are lifted, and see if you can get the front of your thighs, your quads to fire up. Now start to rock just a little bit forward and back. So it's not a big movement, and the position of your body doesn't change at all. You're just moving your weight forward, moving your weight back. Next time, you come forward so the weight is in your fingertips and your tiptoes. Exhale, lower halfway down. Try to keep your elbows stacked over your wrists. Inhale, press back up. Again like that. Exhale, lower halfway. Strong arms, strong belly, even strong legs. Inhale, press up. And then slow as you can go, one strong straight line all the way down to your belly. Exhale. Spider-Man Cobra. So bring your hands out wide, lift to your fingertips, elbows face the sky. Inhale, lift your chest off the ground. Keep a little tone in your belly. Twist to the right as you exhale. Dip your left shoulder down. Inhale, come back to center. Lift your heart. And exhale, other side. So right shoulder dips as you twist to the left. Good. Once more in each direction. Inhale, lift. Exhale, twist. And go at your own time and pace. Just feel into your shoulders. Feel into your spine. See if you can even feel that connection to center. And then eventually an inhale will bring you back. So you're gazing forward, your heart is lifted. Let it go. And then you choose one more back bend variation, anything that works for you. So baby cobra, full cobra, up dog, sphinx. Take just a moment there. When you're ready, downward facing dog. And then we'll be in down dog for about 5 rounds. You are more than welcome to bring in movement, to explore with movement. You're more than welcome to just be still. If you want a little more intensity, turn it into a turbo dog. So the only thing that you would change is your arms. Elbows bend a lot, and then squeeze your elbows in towards each other. Forearms hover just an inch or so above the ground. And that's just an option, so you do not have to take it. Everybody soften your face, relax your neck. See if you can lift your hips, your sit bones even higher, lengthen your spine even more. And then big, huge, powerful breaths. Feel your breath expanding and contracting inside of you. Take one more big inhale. Exhale, look to the top of your mat, step or float, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. So extend and lengthen. Exhale, bow, let it go. Root through your feet. Take it all the way to stand. Move with awareness. Inhale, stretch your arms up. And exhale, hands to heart center. All right, inhale, arms to the sky. We're gonna build our flow now. Exhale, cactus your arms. Lift and open through your heart. Press your hips gently forward. Keep your low abdominals toned. Inhale, reach up, re-extend, realign. And then exhale, sit back into a chair pose. So bring the weight into your heels, bend your knees a lot, reach your butt back, lift through your heart. So rather than rounding your spine and gazing down, imagine the bottom tips of your shoulder blades, squeeze them towards each other, and then see if you can use that to keep your heart nice and open. Soften through your shoulders, bring awareness into your belly, draw navel to spine so you still feel connected there, you're not just letting go. Take one more full breath. You can stay here, wait for us, or come with me. You're gonna lift up to your tiptoes, bring your arms parallel to the ground. Take an inhale here. Keep your heels high, your spine long. Exhale, lower your hips down to your heels. Inhale, rise back up. Don't straighten your legs all the way. Keep your spine nice and long. Exhale, lower down. Heels are lifted. Spine is long. Inhale, back up. This is your last one. Exhale, hips to heels. Now everybody, this time as you inhale, high mountain. So all the way up. Maybe you're still on your tiptoes. Maybe you stay on your tiptoes. Exhale, slow dive. Heels on the ground as you breathe in, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank. Move through your vinyasa your way. So you can add push-ups. You can skip it all together. You can take it on your knees. We'll see you back in downward facing dog. Reconnect to your big, deep Ujjayi breaths. So one of my favorite things to play with in my practice is how much awareness can I bring into my down dog? I feel like so often it's a pose we come to all the time. So as soon as we get there, we just tune out. Rather than tuning out, tune in and focus on those teeny tiny little micro adjustments. I can't even tell you in 15 years how much my down dog has changed and continues to change. So never think that you've arrived. Always approach every single pose as a student, almost as if it's the first time you've ever been there. Next time you breathe in, take your right leg to the sky. So right leg back and up. Keep your hips square for now. Inner thighs face each other. And then get your right leg as straight and as strong and as powerful as possible. So either flex your toes, point your toes, or floint, so like a Barbie foot, a pointed foot with flexed toes, spread them. And then as you reach up with your right foot, press forward and down through your hands. See if you can lift up from your belly button. Lift your left butt cheek up higher, your left hip, your left sit bone. Take one more big inhale. Reach your right leg just a tiny bit higher. Strengthen through your right leg. Exhale, right knee to your nose. So shoulders over wrists, high on the ball of your back foot. Stay here as you breathe in. See if you can push the ground away. Lift your right shin a little bit higher. And then like you're stepping over something, exhale, right foot forward, lunge. Rise up in your own time, crescent lunge. So take a moment to find stability. Hips square, inner thighs face each other, low abdominals tone, chest lifts, and then arms reach. So through your legs, find your widest stance, and then once you've got your widest stance, hug back in. So front heel pulls back, back toes pull forward. Breathe. Soften your face. Feel your body in crescent lunge this morning. Maybe even close your eyes. Take one more big inhale. And then as you exhale, cactus your arms. Bend your back knee so that it hovers above the ground. Imagine you're trying to drag your back thigh forward. This is a turbo lunge. This is where you can stay, or option to work a back bend. So bottom tips of shoulder blades squeeze towards your spine, and then chest moves up towards your chin. Take your throat back. Keep your low abdominals strong, your legs nice and stable. So energetically pull your back thigh forward. Take one more round. Maybe your back knee kisses the ground very, very gently. Inhale, crescent lunge, straighten your front leg, squeeze through your inner thighs, strong through your back leg and your back foot. Take one more inhale, maybe gaze up. Exhale, bend your front knee and bring your hands to the ground. Pyramid pose. So you're gonna step your back foot in just about a foot or so. I like my feet on 2 railroad tracks, all 10 toes face forward. Some people prefer their feet on a balance beam with a little angle, about a 30-degree angle in your back foot. So whatever feels best in your body. Inhale to a halfway lift. So I'm bringing my hands to my shin. If you have blocks or even if you're using books at home, perfect. Just get your spine nice and long. And then for a moment, bend your front knee, maybe a lot. And we're gonna really, really slowly re-straighten our front leg. So think of actively pressing the top of your right thigh back as you lift your right sit bone up, up, up towards the sky. So imagine you're trying to tilt the right side of your pelvis forward. Keep lengthening through your spine. Take one more inhale, and then exhale, slowly belly, ribs, then chest towards your front leg. Work into your fold. So think forehead towards your shin. If you can bring your fingertips to the ground, awesome. If not, hands can rest wherever feels good. So again, if you're using blocks or books at home, wonderful. If you want to keep your hands on your front shin, that's fine. If you have your hands on the ground, you want to take it further, spin your fingers back to face towards the back of your mat, and then start to crawl your hands back. Work your forehead closer to your shin. Keep pulling in and up with your belly button. So every time you exhale, navel to spine, and from that place, dive a little deeper, fold a little further. Take just 2 more breaths. Good job, you guys. All right, next time you inhale, start to crawl your hands forward, standing splits, left leg to the sky. So I rarely teach a class these days without teaching standing splits as one of my favorite poses, not because it feels good and not because I'm good at it, but because I think there's so much we can learn from it, we can get out of it. There's so many ways we can explore it. So maybe today you stay as you are, fingertips on the ground, neck relaxed, head heavy. Think of it as a one-legged forward fold. If you'd like, wrap your right arm behind your right leg, press arm into leg, leg back into arm, work your forehead forehead closer to your shin. Lift your left leg even higher. Hips can be square, or you can let your left hip open. Just make sure you're not dumping into your outer right hip, so right inner thigh hugs towards midline. If you've been working on handstand in your practice and you want to play with it here, take a few little hops. All right, my friends, 1 or 2 more big deep breaths. Last inhalation, 1 last hop, or lift your left leg just a millimeter higher. Exhale, listen, left knee to your nose, so curl in like you're doing a little crunch. Stay balanced on your right foot. Inhale, back to standing splits, and just for fun, see if you can lift up to your right tiptoe, so get your right heel to lift off the ground. Exhale, low lunge, step your left foot to the back of your yoga mat. Now 3-legged dog, so right leg to the sky, stretch it out. You can go straight into your down dog from here, or next time you inhale, come forward to a plank, your variation. So 3-legged, regular or modified. Exhale, slowly lower. Inhale, lift your heart, shoulders back and down away from your ears. And downward facing dog is where we'll meet up. Take a moment, reconnect to your breath, feel into your body. Notice the difference between right side and left side. Notice if your breath has sped up, or if you've lost track of it altogether. Now is a great time to reconnect, to bring it back, to make it strong and powerful once again. Really good job, you guys. Next time you breathe in, left leg to the sky. So hips square, inner thighs face each other. As you reach your left leg up, notice if you got lazy in your right leg. So if your right hip kind of shot out to the right, hug in through your right inner thigh, lift from your belly button. Press up through your left foot, press forward and down through your fingertips, through your hands. So can you create even more length through your side bodies, even that space underneath your armpits? Can you find more length and space there? Take 1 more big inhale, press up with your left foot. Exhale, left knee to your nose. So curl in, round your spine. Stay here as you breathe in. See if you can lift your left shin a little higher, round through your mid-back a little more. And then like you're stepping over something, left foot forward. Rise up to your crescent lunge, no rush. So take a moment to find stability through your legs. Maybe widen your stance today just a little bit, and then hug back in towards midline. So front heel pulls back, back toes pull forward. Low abdominals are toned. Chest is lifted. Arms are reaching. Soften your face. Maybe close your eyes. Just feel what it feels like to be in crescent lunge this morning. Feel what's going on in your legs, what's going on in your front body, back body, side bodies. Take 1 more inhale. Exhale, turbo lunge. So cactus your arms, bend your back knee. Imagine again that you're trying to pull your back thigh forward. Stay here or start to work your back, bend bottom tips of shoulder blades, squeeze. Lift your heart, curl open. Keep your low belly strong, so keep pulling navel to spine. Keep your legs stable. Keep breathing, soften through your face. I know it's hard. Take 1 more round. Inhale, crescent lunge. Straighten your front leg, challenge your balance. So squeeze through your inner thighs. Back leg powerful, back foot powerful. Maybe gaze up. Take 1 more inhale here. Exhale, bring your hands to the ground. And then we'll move into pyramid pose. So step your back foot forward. It depends how long your legs are, but about 1 foot to 2 feet, somewhere in there. Feet on 2 train tracks, all 10 toes face forward, or feet on a balance beam with that little angle in your back foot. Inhale, halfway lift. So with your spine long, bend your front knee for a moment, and then slowly re-straighten your front leg by lifting your left sit bone up and pressing the top of your left thigh back. So we're actively working our left leg straight. So you feel engagement through the front of your thigh, and then that nice stretch through the back of your thigh, your hamstring. As you're ready, start your bow. So belly, ribs, then chest. Someday forehead to your shin. So you're not trying to round your back and get your head to touch your leg. You're trying to lengthen. So imagine you're trying to reach your heart past your knee, and then just let your neck relax. Your upper back can round. If you have your hands on the ground, you want more, turn your fingers to face towards the back of your mat and start to walk your hands towards the back of your mat. Every time you exhale, draw navel to spine and dive a little deeper, fold a little further. So actively work the pose with each breath you take. You've got 2 more rounds. This is where we create change in our bodies by holding and breathing rather than just moving through the postures. End of your next exhale, so take it all the way to empty, and then slowly standing splits. Transition, walk your hands forward, float your back leg to the sky. One-legged forward fold. Make sure you're not sinking into your left hip. So if it feels like your left hip is kind of shooting out to the left, hug in with your left inner thigh, lift up from your belly button. Where do you want to go with this? You can do what you did on the other side or something completely different. So maybe left arm behind left leg, maybe plant your palms, gaze slightly forward, lift your left tiptoes, take some little hops. You never have to arrive. You can always, always explore and just stay curious. Take about 2 more rounds. One last inhale, maybe one last hop. Exhale, right knee to your nose. So curl in, round your spine. Let your left knee bend as well, so get really small. Inhale, standing splits. Option to float up to your left tiptoes just for fun. And then exhale, right foot to the back of your mat, low lunge. 3-legged down dog, left leg to the sky. Might feel good to give it a little shake out for a moment. And then from here, you can either just set your left foot down for down dog, or next time you inhale, come forward, high plank, your variation. Exhale, slowly lower, chaturanga. Inhale, back bend of your choice. You can take an extra breath or 2 if you want. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Take a moment in your down dog. Reconnect to your breath, to your body, to this moment. So just noticing, feeling, observing what's there. And fire your breath back up. Make it really strong and powerful. We're going to move through that sequence, breath to movement, 2 times through. If at any point you need to move in your own time and pace or do something completely different, please feel free. So think of my cues always as an invitation, not a command. Take one more big inhale, and then with your exhale, look forward, empty out, step, tiptoe, or hop, forward fold. Once you've arrived, find your halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, bow, fold in. Root through your feet, rise to stand all the way up. Inhale, stretch your arms up, take your gaze up. Exhale, hands to heart center. All right, here we go. Inhale, high mountain stretch. Exhale, add your back bend, cactus your arms, lift and open through your heart. Inhale, take your arms up, realign your spine. Exhale, chair pose, sit low. Stay here and wait for us, or inhale, lift to tiptoes, arms straight out in front of you. Exhale, lower your hips to your heels. Stay on your tiptoes if you can, everybody. Inhale, high mountain. So reach up super, super tall. Exhale, slow dive down. You can try to keep your heels lifted as you dive. Heels on the ground for your spinal extension. Breathe in, lengthen out. Exhale, plant your hands, step or hop back, chaturanga dandasana, lower. Inhale, lift your heart, really roll your shoulders back and down. Exhale, downward facing dog, lift your hips. All right, inhale, right leg to the sky. Use your core. Exhale softly, right foot steps forward, lunge. With your inhalation, rise up, crescent lunge, reach up, gaze up. Exhale, turbo lunge, option to add a back bend. Inhale, back to crescent, option to straighten your front legs, squeeze your inner thighs. Exhale, hands to the ground. Pyramid pose with a halfway lift as you breathe in. So everything is nice and long, your legs and your spine. As you exhale, bow, work your fold. So draw navel to spine, empty all the way out, fold as deep as you can. Inhale, standing splits, left leg lifts, spread your left toes. Exhale, left knee to your nose, so round your back, hollow out. Inhale, left leg high, option to float up to your right tiptoes, option to take one little hop. Exhale, step your left foot to the back of your mat. Inhale, three-legged down dog, right leg to the sky. Exhale, either down dog or come forward, chaturanga, lower down. Inhale, lift your heart. And exhale, takes you back, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, left leg high, three-legged dog. Like you're stepping over something, exhale, left foot forward. Root through your feet, slow rise, crescent, breathe in. Exhale, turbo, option to add the back bend. Inhale, crescent, option to straighten your front leg, squeeze your inner thighs. Exhale, hands to the ground. Pyramid pose, halfway lift, breathe in, everything lengthens. Exhale, fold, drape your torso over your front leg, draw navel to spine. Inhale, standing splits, so walk your hands forward, float your right leg up, spread your toes. Exhale, knee to nose, curl in, get small. Inhale, standing splits, option to lift to tiptoes or take one hop. Exhale, low lunge, step back. Three-legged dog, breathe in. Straight to down dog, or exhale, come forward, plank to chaturanga, your variation, lower down. Inhale, heart lifts. Don't lock out your elbows no matter how high you go. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Great big inhalation into your dog pose, fill up, lift your hips high. Exhale, gaze forward, step or hop, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, bow, fold in. Root through your feet. Lead with your heart, rise up. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. And one last round, here we go. Inhale, high mountain. Exhale, cactus. Keep your low abdominals nice and strong. Lift and open. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, Utkatasana, chair pose, sit low, weight in your heels. Stay here and wait, or lift to your tiptoes, arms straight out in front of you. Exhale slowly, hips to heels. Keep your heels lifted. Inhale, high mountain, so everybody as tall as you can grow. Maybe keep your heels lifted. Slow dive down, forward fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank, lower down, chaturanga. Take it on your knees if you'd like. Inhale, cobra or up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. All right, listen here. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, right knee, left elbow, so a little twist. Inhale, right leg to the sky. Exhale, right knee, right elbow, or get as high as you can on your arm. Inhale, three-legged dog. And exhale, knee to your nose, scoop out your belly, step your right foot through, lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge, strong legs, rise up. Exhale, turbo lunge, bend your elbows, bend your back knee, maybe add the back bend. Inhale, back to crescent, option to straighten your front leg. Exhale, hands to the ground. Pyramid pose, halfway lift with your inhalation, so lots of length. Now use that length to fold as you exhale. Bow, drape your torso over your front leg, forehead towards your shin. Inhale, standing splits, left leg lifts, spread your left toes. Exhale, knee to nose, so your little crunch, curl in, get small. Inhale, left leg to the sky, option to lift to right tiptoes, option to hop. Exhale, back to lunge, low lunge. Now listen, inhale, three-legged down dog, right leg to the sky. Stay here or open your right hip, bend your right knee, squeeze your outer right butt cheek. Stay here, get this nice hip opener, or flip your dog. Right toes come down behind you, right arm lifts and reaches forward. Turn your heart to look at the sky. Press your hips towards the sky. Back muscles hug around your spine. Take one more full round of breath. And then end of your exhale, everybody, regular down dog. Take a moment, walk it out, reconnect. With your next inhalation, listen, come forward to plank. So you can just roll it forward. Exhale, chaturanga, lower down. Inhale, heart lifts. And exhale, hips lift. You're almost there. Stick with me. Inhale, left leg to the sky. Now listen, exhale, left knee, right elbow. So your little twist. Keep your chest square to the ground, hips level with shoulders. Inhale, back up. Exhale, left to left, as high as you can get on your left arm. Inhale, back up. And then last one, exhale, knee to your nose, scoop out your belly, step your left foot forward. Rise up to crescent, strong legs. Exhale, cactus your arms, back knee bends, maybe at the back bend. Inhale, crescent, maybe straighten your front leg, squeeze your inner thighs. Exhale, hands come down. Inhale, pyramid pose with your halfway lift. So lengthen it out, create space. Exhale, fold, forehead towards your shin, belly in and up. Inhale, standing splits, right leg high. Exhale, right knee to your nose, round, your little crunch. Inhale, right leg high. Option to lift to left tiptoes, option to take one hop. Exhale, low lunge, step back. And then inhale, three-legged dog. Listen here. Stay here or exhale, open your left hip, bend your left knee. Great place to stay. This is such a good stretch. Or open it up, flip it. So left toes to the ground, left arm lifts and reach forward. So think of heart lifting up and then reaching towards the front of your mat. Press your hips up. Breathe down into your belly. Back muscles squeeze around your spine. One last round. End of your exhale, everybody. Regular down dog. Take a moment. Reconnect. Find your breath. Next time you inhale, rock forward, plank position or modified plank. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, lift your heart. You're welcome to take an extra breath or two here. And then exhale, either child's pose, embryo pose, or hero's pose. So just a kneeling position, a seated meditation. We're going to take a moment. Just slow down. Notice your breath. Feel your body. Feel the energy moving through your body. And then just let what comes, come. Let what goes, go. Just being fully present to right here, right now in observation. Notice, are you tensing up through your face, clenching your jaw? Are you tightening through your forehead or your eyelids? See if you can relax your face muscles. If it's helpful, especially since you're at home and there's nobody watching you, so you do not have to feel self-conscious, maybe take a couple buzzing horse lips. So in order to make that sound, you have to relax all the muscles in your face. So maybe see if you can make that sound and see how long you can buzz. And then in your next 2 or 3 breaths, we'll meet back in downward facing dog. So get there as you're ready. If you need a drink, now would be a great time to get one. And then back to downward facing dog. Reconnect to Ujjayi breath. Fire it up. Engage it. So I say engage because there is a gentle activation or a gentle, I don't want to say it's effort, but a gentle effort. So you're using awareness, you're using muscle to make your breath bigger and more powerful. Most of the time, I feel like however deep people are breathing, they can still breathe deeper. So play with that and explore that. How can you get more oxygen into all the cells inside of your body? How can you make prana flow even more freely through you? All right, from your down dog, inhale, take your right leg high. And then exhale, step your right foot ever so softly to the top of your yoga mat. Bring your back knee to the ground. So since you're at home, you're welcome to use anything for padding. So maybe use a pillow, a blanket, a sweatshirt. You can bring it under your back knee if you need it. I'm on the carpet, so I'm good to go. Hands up to your front thigh. All right. So rather than a 90-degree angle in this front leg, bring your front foot forward a little bit. And then from there, start to lean forward through your lower body. So like you want to sit your right butt cheek on your right heel. Now, what I don't want to happen when you do that, I don't want your left hip to turn out to the left. So keep rotating your left hip forward, and even imagine you're trying to move your left inner thigh back. So your inner thighs hug in, and that's the support, that's the strength and structure of the pose. Now keep that and allow yourself to just settle, to melt into it. You can stay as you are, hands on your front thigh for support, that's perfect. If you would like, take your arms to the sky. And then final option, only if you want to take it, hands behind your back, interlace your fingers. Roll your shoulders back and down, squeeze shoulder blades towards your spine, maybe press your palms together, energetically pull your fingers apart like they're super glued together, start to reach your hands back if you can. Possibly create a little back bend so heart lifts up, knuckles reach down, low abdominals are toned, so you don't want to feel this in your low spine. Keep working your right hip towards your right heel. Don't let your left hip open. Take 2 more breaths. Stay soft through your face. If you have your hands clasped, next inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, bring your hands down to the inside of your right foot. Walk your right foot out to the width of your yoga mat and even further forward. So now my ankle is way out in front of my knee. Not like way, way out, but it's further out than my knee. And you're gonna lower your upper body towards the ground, not by sinking over to the left. So if I lean to the left, it feels really easy. So it's very tempting to go there. Try to press your weight over to the right. You can spin your right toes out to the right, even roll onto the outer edge of your right foot. Just keep your ankles strong. So by pushing your weight to the right, you're not allowing yourself to collapse the pose. So you can kind of just melt into it and soften around it. And it will automatically keep you connected or connected to your center. So you're not just sinking or dumping into your joints, you're actually stretching into your muscles. Take about 3 more deep breaths. And if it feels really uncomfortable, just let it feel really uncomfortable. Be okay with that. I promise you can do anything for 3 breaths, even if it's so uncomfortable. Soften your face. Take one last round. Maybe exhale out your mouth. Rise up to your hands. Walk your right foot back to midline, so you're framing your right foot now. Tuck your back toes under. Lift your back knee up, so you're in a lunge position. Now, you're going to keep your left hand on the ground. Reach your right arm to the sky. Revolved lunge. Great place to stay. Stay here if you want to. This is your pose. Work it with your breath. If you would like, option to come with me. We're going to walk our left hand back just a little bit and then start to straighten your front leg. So imagine you're lifting your right sit bone up. Press the top of your right thigh back. Squeeze your inner thighs, back leg strong. Maybe gaze up at your right fingertips. Twist from your center. Everybody take 2 more rounds. Your fullest expression of this posture. Squeeze through your inner thighs. Twist, twist, twist. End of your second exhalation. Unwind. Wide-legged forward fold. So hands over to the left side of your mat. Parallel your feet. Straighten your legs. Inhale, lift halfway. Now listen. Exhale, bend your left knee, your back knee. You can stay here just with your hands on the ground, your spine long, your butt reaching back, crown of your head reaching forward, or take it into full Skandasana. So I'm going to turn my left toes slightly out to the left and then right toes towards the sky. So I'm coming onto the back of my right heel. You can bring your hands to your heart. You can reach your arms forward, cactus your arms. So if you're on the back of your right heel, flex your toes and imagine you're trying to squeeze your heels towards each other, towards midline. So you're not sinking, you're activating, you're hugging in. You'll get stability as you stretch. Take about 2 more breaths wherever you're at. Good job. Next inhale, come back to your wide-legged position. Hands on the ground, spine parallel to the earth. Take a big inhale. Exhale, fold. About 4 or 5 breaths right here. You can explore with movement if you want to. We'll get Skandasana on the other side when we take the other side, but if you feel like you want it now, just to even yourself out right now, feel free. If you want to play with headstand, if you want to twist, if you want to bend both knees, straighten both legs a few times, lots of options. Make sure your breath is right there with you. Keep your weight slightly forward in your feet. Take 1 or 2 more rounds. Exhale out your mouth if you'd like. Inhale, halfway lift, fingertips on the ground, so bend your knees if you need to. And then crawl your hands back to the top of your mat, lunge position. So rotate your toes to face forward. Step your right foot back, plank position. Inhale at the top of your push-up. Exhale to slowly lower. Inhale, back bend of your choice. Lift your heart, roll your shoulders back and down. Take an extra breath or 2 if you want. We'll meet back in downward facing dog. Reconnect to your breath. Inhale, left leg high. Active through your left foot, strong through your left leg. Use your core. Exhale, step your left foot forward. Bring your back knee down gently. So grab that extra cushion if you're using it. Bring it under your back knee. Hands up to your front thigh. So again, rather than 2 90-degree angles in your legs, you're going to walk your front foot forward out in front of your knee a little bit. That'll give you space. So now you can kind of melt into it, or I don't want to say sink into it, but sink into it with stability, with muscle energy. So left hip towards your left heel. Imagine you're driving your left heel down into the ground and then energetically try to pull your left heel back and up towards your left butt cheek. As you do that, that should prevent your right hip from turning out because it automatically makes you engage and hug towards midline. So find that connection to center, navel draws towards your spine, chest lifts. Stay here or take your arms up. Final option, and it is an option, so don't feel like you have to take it. Hands behind your back, interlace. Switch your fingers to 1 finger over so it feels a little awkward. Roll your shoulders back and down, shoulder blades hug your spine. Start to reach your hands back if you can, and then possibly create your back bend. Lift your heart knuckles towards the ground. Keep a tone through your belly. Bottom tips of shoulder blades hug your spine. Face is soft. Take 2 more breaths. Work your left hip towards your left heel. Keep breathing down into your belly. Allow your body to settle. Next time you inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, hands come down to the inside of your left foot. Walk your left foot out to the left and even a little bit forward. So rather than letting your weight just sink to the right, which I know is tempting, push your weight over to the left, and then don't let your knee come forward of your ankle. So if that's happening, you want to walk your left foot further towards the top of your mat. You can spin your left toes out to the left or roll into the outer edge of your left foot. Just make sure to keep your ankle strong. Breathe. So as long as you're pushing your weight to the left, you can really just let go and settle. Use each breath to soften a little more. We're going to take about 3 more rounds. Allow yourself to be in discomfort. Discomfort isn't bad as long as it's not sharp pain or stabbing pain. If it's just discomfort, you can stay there. Breathe into it, soften around it. Take one last round. Exhale out your mouth if you want to. Then rise back up to your hands. Walk your left foot back to midline, so you're framing your left foot with your hands. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, and we're gonna twist. So right hand stays down, left arm to the sky, revolve lunge. Perfect place to stay. This is your pose. Stay here, work it with your breath, or option to turn it into a revolve triangle variation. So start to lift your left sit bone up, press the top of your left thigh back. If you need to scoot your right hand back a little bit, that's perfectly fine. If you need to use a block or a book underneath your right hand, perfectly fine. Squeeze your inner thighs, keep your back leg strong in both variations. Maybe gaze up at your left fingertips, turn your heart to look up at the sky. Take 2 more rounds. You guys are awesome. Use your last exhale to twist, 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 then unwind. Wide-legged fold, hands over to the right side of your mat. Parallel your feet, straighten your legs. Inhale, lift halfway. And then from here, bend your right knee, your back knee. Butt sticks out behind you, crown reaches forward. You can stay here or turn it into full Skandasana. So your right toes turn out to the right a little bit, and then left toes up towards the ceiling. You're on the back of your left heel. Flex your toes. Energetically, imagine you're trying to pull your heels towards each other. So rather than sinking and pressing your hips down, you're allowing, well, first you're hugging towards midline, and then from there, you're working your stretch. So you're stretching and stabilizing at the same time. The most sustainable way to practice, in my opinion. Take 2 more rounds. Any arm variation that works for you. And then next time you inhale, come back to your wide-legged straddle position, spine parallel to the ground, and exhale, fold anywhere you want to go, about 4 or 5 deep breaths. So be still or explore movement. Just make sure your breath is right there with you. Each exhalation, draw navel to spine. Next time you inhale, halfway lift, fingertips on the ground. And then crawl your hands to the top of your mat, lunge position, rotate your toes to face forward. Plank position, step your left foot back. Inhale at the top, come to your knees if you want to modify. Exhale, slowly lower. Inhale, back bend of your choice. Lift your heart, take an extra breath if you want. Exhale, downward facing dog. Walk it out for just a moment. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, pigeon, right shin forward. Set your body down gently. So right knee wider than your right hip, pull right hip back, left hip forward. So you're trying to get your hips straight across from each other. And then as you're ready, bow forward, humble pigeon. Even as you bow forward, imagine you're trying to drag your right hip towards the back of your mat. And then to go deeper from there, scoot your back knee back a little further. Slow, steady, deep Ujjayi breaths. If there's a different variation you want to take here, then please always, always feel free. This is your practice. So again, think of my cues. They're invitations. They're not rules. They're not commands. It is always up to you first. So you know how your body feels. You know what you need better than I do. So please always honor where you are at. If you show up to one of my classes and lay on your mat the entire time because that's what you need, then that is perfectly fine with me. Here's Ruby. Come here, Rubes. Hi, baby. She's doing down dog. Now up dog. Take about 3 to 5 more breaths. You can exhale out your mouth anytime. Here, baby, come here. Come here, love. All right, guys, as you're ready, we'll meet back in downward facing dog. So you can transition however you want to. I'm gonna lift my upper body, plant my palms, tuck my back toes, and I'm just take my right leg up, give it a nice little shake out. So get there in your own way, or do exactly what I'm doing, nice little shake out, any movement, maybe circling your right knee or your right ankle, then eventually regular down dog, and walk it out. If you want to take a vinyasa, feel free, so come forward to plank, lower down. And then everybody, just in your own time, pigeon on the left side. So I'm going to inhale my left leg up and then bring my left shin forward. You can get there however you want to, whenever you're ready. Take your time, square off your hips, find that strength to support the stretch. Then settle in. Breathe down into your left hip. So maybe even visualize your breath with your mind's eye. See it moving all the way down into your outer left hip, just kind of swirling around, creating space, softening. Notice where are you tightening, where are you resisting. So relax through your face, your jaw, your neck, your shoulders. And I'm going to say about 3 to 5 more breaths. Exhale out your mouth anytime. And then I'm going to leave it up to you ultimately. When you feel pretty much even with your pigeon pose on both sides, and please don't feel rushed. We'll meet back eventually in downward facing dog. So again, however you want to transition, you can do it like I did, 3-legged dog, nice little shake out. If there's anything else, any other movement that calls to you, take it. If you want one final vinyasa, take it. So just feel, notice, observe. Feel all that space you've created on the inside. Breathe into it, soften around it. Take one last breath in down dog. And then end of your exhale, set your knees down. You could have your knees together or knees wide. Sit back into a child's pose and just rest here for a moment. Breathe down into your low back, your low belly. And then we're gonna meet on our backs. You can get there however you want to. I'm just gonna kind of slither forward and then roll over onto my spine. So I don't care which direction your head faces, if it's towards the top or the back of your mat, just as long as you can hear my voice. Once you're on your back, full body stretch. So reach your arms long, reach your legs long, pull yourself apart. Take a big, huge inhale, lengthen through your side bodies. And then as you exhale, draw your right knee in. Supine twist. So right arm reaches out to the right, hips scoot over to the right, roll over onto your left side. Breathe, gaze up or over your right shoulder. With each exhale, melt just a little bit more into the ground and into your twist. End of your next exhale. Roll back onto your spine. Adjust so that your hips are straight down from your shoulders. Right knee towards your right armpit. Squeeze your right knee in and up. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then half happy baby with your right leg. So sole of your right foot faces the sky. Imagine there's a heavy sandbag on top of your left thigh. Keep the backs of both shoulders, backs of both hips rooted. With your right arm, try to pull your right knee towards the ground on the outside of your right ribs. With your right leg, resist. So think of pressing your right heel up and slightly forward. Breathe. End of your next exhale, release your right leg, take it out next to left. Either a full body stretch or just give your legs a nice little shake out. If you're stretching, one more big inhale, pull yourself apart, and exhale, draw your left knee up towards your belly. Twist to the other side. So left arm out to the left, hips scoot to the left, roll over onto your right side body. Gaze up or over your left shoulder. Breathe all the way down into your belly. So still continue to feel your belly expand. With your inhales, contract, draw navel to spine with each exhale. So I personally believe that the breath is the key to unlocking so much potential in our practice. So we can go through the motions. Everybody can go through the same exact practice, but get something completely different out of it. So for me, the breath is what changed my practice. It's what made me fall in love with yoga. It's where I found that mind, body, soul connection. It kind of just transformed things for me as far as my yoga practice goes. Some people, maybe rather than the breath, it's the physical postures, and that's fine. Maybe some people, rather than holding poses, sitting and breathing in them, they want to just flow through them, and that's fine too. So everything will give you something different. Just depends what you want to get out of it, and I think it's an ebb and flow. Sometimes we need different things in our life, so whatever works for you. As James, you guys know James Hardy, he always says, take what works for me, leave the rest behind, and I think that's a perfect motto for life. Take one more round in your twist, and then roll back onto your spine. Hips straight down from shoulders, so adjust if you need to. Left knee up towards your left armpit, hands around the front of your shins. Squeeze, 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 in and up. And then your half happy baby with your left leg. flex your left toes, heavy sandbag on top of your right thigh. It's invisible, but what action do you need to create to keep your right leg kind of glued to the ground? Backs of your hips down, backs of your shoulders down. And then at any point, if you'd like to turn this into a full happy baby, go for it. And any other postures, any other stretches, finishing poses that you want to take to complete your own practice for you, please do so. So my reading for you today as you move into your final resting pose is by Jeff Foster, of course, my favorite. It's called On Holy Ground, and it's from his book, Falling in Love with Where You Are. It's my favorite book by Jeff Foster. So he says, "They say to look upon God's face would be unbearable. We would be blinded by light. Then I have died 1,000 times over. I have burnt at the stake of existence. All images of myself have melted, and even that cannot be true. I say God, but I have to laugh. The word has lost all meaning. God is only a metaphor for this fragile gift of life, for this precious moment, unrepeatable, for this consciousness, unspeakable, unexplainable, for a familiar look on a stranger's face, for those icy winter branches, for each footstep falling. There is no unholy ground." So whatever your belief is in God or the universe or source energy, whatever you want to call it, I think what it all comes down to is finding God in our everyday life, in each moment, in each footstep we take, in each breath we take, snuggling with our dogs or our children. So just finding God from day to day, moment to moment, and just allowing yourself to be more present, to be here, to let go of trying to figure everything out or needing answers now, and just living one day at a time, one breath at a time, one moment at a time. And especially right now when life is so uncertain, I think that is so valuable. So I'm gonna leave you guys here. You're amazing. If you're listening to my music, hopefully you're on a nice Shavasana song. You can lay there, relax, soak it in. So if you have 30 seconds to spend, if you have 15 minutes to spend it in your Shavasana, just letting go. Let your breath be effortless. Let your body relax. Let your mind be a little more still, and just feel whatever there is to feel. Notice whatever there is to notice, and take it all in. Thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. I love you. Namaste.